If you are thinking about picking one up, I just want to walk you through my experience living with it, setting it up, and sleeping on it, because that is really the only way a bed frame makes sense. You can look at photos all day, but what matters is how it feels in your room, whether it squeaks, whether it shifts, and whether you dread assembling it. What this is, in plain terms, is a full-size platform bed with a fabric-covered headboard, a matching fabric look around the sides and foot, and a slat system so you do not need a box spring. It makes sense for someone who wants a cleaner, more finished look than a basic metal frame, but who still wants something that feels stable. It is also a good fit if you are in an apartment or you move occasionally, because the way it is packed and the way it goes together is pretty manageable. The thing that immediately stood out to me is that it looks more complete than a lot of beds in this category. The denim blue fabric has a soft texture, and in normal room lighting it reads as a calm, slightly muted blue instead of something loud. It does not look shiny, and it does not have that slick feel that some upholstered frames have. When I run my hand across it, it feels like a tight weave that is not fuzzy, and it does not catch on dry skin. The seams look straight, and the fabric wraps around the edges in a way that makes the frame look finished from more than one angle, which matters if your bed is not shoved against a wall. In my room, the color played nicely with neutral bedding. If your walls are bright or you already have strong colors going on, this blue can either balance things out or add another tone you have to manage. For me, it landed in the easy-to-live-with category. It also does a decent job hiding small marks from day-to-day contact, like brushing against it when changing sheets. Build-wise, it feels like a mix of a metal internal frame and upholstered outer panels. I care about that because upholstery alone can look good but feel flimsy. Here, when I press on the side rails, there is give from the padding, but I do not feel the whole thing flexing like a cheap frame. The support under the mattress is where I was paying the most attention. In real use, the bed stays planted. I'm not hearing creaks every time I roll over, and I do not feel that slow shifting that happens when a frame does not have enough support in the middle. The support leg layout is also doing real work. There are multiple legs through the center line, plus support near the corners and toward the headboard. That matters if you are the kind of person who sits on the edge to put on shoes, or if you tend to drop onto the bed at the end of a long day. I tested that pretty directly. I sat on the edge, scooted around, leaned back against the headboard, and I tried to make it wobble. It stayed steady. The headboard itself did not shake around in a distracting way, which is usually the first thing I notice when a frame is not tightened well or the design is too light. Now assembly. I'm not going to pretend I enjoy building furniture. What I want is clear instructions, parts that are labeled in a way that makes sense, and steps that do not force you to redo work. This bed was straightforward. It still takes time, and you still have to pay attention, but it did not feel like a puzzle. The main thing that helped was how the parts were packed. When I opened it up, most of the components were stored inside the headboard behind a zippered fabric panel. That meant I did not have a mountain of loose pieces spread across the room right away, and it also meant the parts arrived protected instead of bouncing around in a big box. The slats are another practical detail. They come in sections, and they connect in a way that keeps them aligned during setup. Once they are in, they stay put instead of sliding around while you are trying to place the mattress. In daily use, that matters more than people think, because shifting slats can turn into noise or uneven support over time. After sleeping on it for a while, I checked underneath and nothing had drifted out of position. In real life, the bed frame does what I want a platform bed to do. It supports the mattress evenly, it stays quiet, and it does not feel like it is slowly loosening every week. I also like that the upholstered sides are a little more forgiving on your legs than a sharp metal edge. If you have ever clipped your shin on a hard frame in the dark, you know why I care about that. There are a couple of limitations worth saying out loud. Upholstered fabric means it will collect some dust, especially along the side panels and around the foot area. If you have pets, you are going to be doing some light vacuuming or lint rolling. The denim blue color helps hide a bit, but it is still fabric. Also, because it is a platform bed with a solid support structure, moving it after it is assembled is not something I would do alone. It is not impossible, but it is awkward, and it is easier if you plan where it is going to live before you build it. Another small thing is that the headboard is comfortable to lean against, but it is still a bed headboard, not a lounge chair. I can sit up and read or scroll on my phone, and it feels fine with a pillow behind me. If you like sitting upright for long stretches, you will probably still want extra pillows for support. On the topic of smart features and mobile app support, there is none here, and I actually consider that a good thing for this product category. There is nothing to connect, nothing to update, and nothing that will stop working because an app changes. This is a bed frame. I wanted it to be stable, quiet, and easy to live with, and that is what it has been. After using it day to day, my overall impression is that it is a solid, good-looking platform bed that focuses on the basics. It looks neat from different angles, the fabric feels nice to the touch, the structure stays stable, and the setup process is not a nightmare. It is not perfect, and you will still have normal upkeep like dusting fabric and rechecking bolts if you move it, but it has not given me the usual annoyances like wobble, squeaks, or slats that wander. If you have questions about mattress fit, headboard height in a real room, or anything you want me to test with it, leave a comment and I will try to help. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thank you for watching.